idea is simple. I was recently sent a challenge version of Kirby. I was told Kirby's health bar represents his age. Starting now, Kirby will slowly get older, causing his health to drain over time. However, if Kirby is seen by an enemy, he'll quickly heal back up. Now, I meant it when I said it. This idea did seem simple. However, unknown to me, this was actually made by a friend of mine to prank me. And it completely works.
Yeah. It's me, I'm the friend, and today I just wanted to talk about it a little bit more in detail and go over some of the more intricate references that this mod makes. When I submitted this mod to the Mod Jam, I submitted it with the summary of, "Oh no! Kay is in trouble and has begun to age at an alarming rate. Faced with his own mortality, Kay must quickly find a way to extend his lifespan and slow this accelerated sprint towards certain death." Speaking of Cadence, the fairy, entering a mysterious portal to another dimension. Through some mysterious means, when Kay exits the portal and arises in this new world, his aging process is now able to be reversed if he's observed. However, despite enabling Kay's survival, this ability might not be as good as it seems. As it turns out, the extensions to his lifespan had to come from somewhere, and this ability takes time off of the lifespans of those who precede him. Thus, Kay begins his search and stumbles upon a horrific scene of innocent Waddlebees being imprisoned. To his surprise, Cadence also appears to be among the Waddlebees. Watch in horror as Cadence is imprisoned before your very eyes, and fight to save her with all your might.
Well, nothing was immediately different. I'm curious about this whole portal thing. Oh, or is that the portal that they were referring to? What? That whole portal that they were mentioning in the lore, was that just to describe the beginning of the game?
Yes, that was to describe the beginning of the game. This project started out with Daniel Failboat here was hosting a Kirby Mod Jam, and the theme was time. For context, I am also in a D&D campaign with him, and one of the primary antagonists' gimmick is time related. So I saw time in the Mod Jam as the Mod Jam theme, and the ideas just kind of connected in my brain, and I'm like, it would be really funny if I implement the mechanic that the Big Bad in our campaign has, where pretty much as long as he's present in people's memories, he just gets to keep living. It'd be really funny if I implemented that as a video game mechanic in Kirby, where if you're not being seen by an enemy, then you're dying, but if an enemy sees you, you get to live. I was gonna have it function slightly differently initially, but this ended up being the just easiest way to implement it and get it working, because I had to learn how to mod this game first for this project. So I had 2-3 weeks or so where I had to learn how to mod this game and then figure out how to make this mod in the game, which was a time, and then also somehow figure out how I can subtly reference the campaign during it, and then just beat him over the head with the campaign at the end. My thought process here was, okay, I set it up as just a normal mod, right? And occasionally I have it make references to our D&D campaign. And then, at the end, I want it to ramp up, just the amount of references, I want those to ramp up significantly, until it's just beating him over the head with references, and it is guaranteed, like, yes, this is talking about your campaign, Daniel. This is your campaign. This is the campaign you play in. This is making references to things that you know about, and chat doesn't. Now you have to explain this. Just because I thought it would provide for some very funny reactions, especially considering chat doesn't have the context, so it causes Dan to have these reactions to things happening in the game that are not congruent with the situation at hand if you don't have the context. So I somehow had to get him to play this without suspecting too much that it was actually referencing the campaign, so I ended up submitting it under an alternate account. That's kind of how we got here. But I needed to create a description of the mod to kind of give plot relevance to the aging mechanic, since I wanted to do stuff at the end with it related to the campaign, but I had to do it in a way that didn't directly reference the campaign from the beginning. So basically what I ended up saying was, I just took the opening cutscene and intro, rewrote that in using a couple words that were similar to the campaign, and then renamed Elfilin to Cadence, who is Dan's character Melody's mother.
You saved me! Thank you! Oh, you're Cadence the Fairy! Oh, wait, okay. The changed description said, seek the help of Cadence the Fairy. It's gonna be this wonderful, joyous creature. Oh, no, it's just Elfilin. Oh, a portal to a new dimension. Oh my god, what the hell is this gonna be? Oh, it's Forgotten Land.
Yeah, so continuing off of what I was saying earlier, with Cadence, what I wanted to do here was, I wanted to, like, instill into Dan's head that this was Cain, the bad guy from our D&D campaign, and Cadence the fairy, his character's mother. It's actually, like, one of the reasons that his character is on the adventure now, but Cain killed her. And basically, I wanted to just get Dan to connect those two, and then I wanted him to realize that he is now killing his character's mother, which, saying it out loud, that sounds a little messed up, but we're gonna ignore that. Another thing about our campaign, actually, is portals are shockingly prevalent. There were a lot of portals in this campaign, and they have been the source of a lot of problems. So, around the time I was working on this, I believe we had just finished dealing with the portal situation. This is just the main, like, mod gimmick.
I'm gonna die in front of him.
That's not what we care about here. Mod gimmick, that's whatever. Go watch his video if you want to see how that all transpired. What we really care about is when he gets to the Dedede fight. Because this, I figured the most kind of narrative intense portion of this game is the elevator ride to Lab Discovera and the Liengar fight afterwards. However, because I decided to implement so much story and text stuff, so I had these ideas floating in my head, but I only actually started implementing them until, like, the day I needed to submit the mod. So I ended up submitting this mod for the jam, like, 5 minutes before the deadline. I will say actually, when I was developing this, I messed with this fight a bit. I did not beat it without the Morphonite sword ability, so Dan being able to beat Forgo Dedede with Ranger like this was really impressive to watch happen, because I did not think that was actually possible with the way that I had made the change.
What do you mean plot and lore?
Yeah, so with the plot stuff, ideally I would have liked to have made some cutscene changes, but I was still learning how to mod this game, and I just did not have the time to learn that on top of learning how to script in the life drain mechanic. Because scripting for this game is a nightmare, especially if you've never done it before. Like, it makes sense once you start getting into the flow of it, but trying to learn it is a little tricky.
Wait, this is a long cutscene without anything looking at us. Should I, like, be, like, worried for my health? Is it, like, still gonna, like, tick down?
This is not something I had considered, by the way. I'm glad that the game freezes your health during this cutscene.
I was just gonna die in the elevator.
But there is a lot that happens here. This is where kind of the majority of what I want to focus on in this video is this section of the stream. So I guess the first thing is the text changes I made to the dialogue here. Ideally, I would have had no dialogue the entire elevator ride and made it just be completely silent and have no text below to read at all. However, I knew that if I did that, Dan would get bored after like 7 to 10 seconds probably and skip it, so I needed a way to keep him engaged enough with the game to not skip the cutscene, but just enough so that like it can kind of build tension. Because this entire elevator ride, I just wanted it to build tension for the reveal at the end that you've been playing as the bad guy from our campaign the entire time. Another quick side note on Cain. Whenever Cain is involved in our campaign, our DM, Gab, will play... There's two different sounds that are kind of associated with Cain. There is Kuja's theme from Final Fantasy IX. It's kind of Cain's theme song. And there is also just a grandfather clock ticking. So, what I thought I'd do for the elevator was have it just be a clock ticking the entire ride up, just building tension, you don't know what's happening, something is just off, and then you get there, and the song starts playing, and things kind of start forming together is how I ideally wanted this to go. You get to the top of the elevator and you exit, the music starts, and you start wondering, wait, why is there a clock? Why is there Final Fantasy IX? This is very specific. Like, so it did play out quite well.
Initiating facility navigation protocol.
Okay. So, what is the lore? Why is... Hi, Dan. Oh, hi there. intimidating little thing to see.
Unfortunately,
Long elevator.
kind of audio edits like this are harder to notice.
Wait, not over yet.
Like, it doesn't make itself immediately present that it's there, but it's definitely there. Right here. This frame, if I back up a little bit,
Okay.
like a little bit after the clock starts.
So,
You look closely, Dan's eyes just go really wide, and I love that so much because he immediately clocks that something is off, but I don't think he's figured anything out yet. He's just,
Lord, why is...
he's
Hi,
just
Dan. Oh,
something's
hi
just
there.
off because there's no
Let's see.
sound here. Because I removed the talking from the section, so it was just the background music.
Are they all powering one giant
So,
clock?
This was another
That's
thing of,
controlling Kirby.
honestly, I would have rather have kept the camera just fixed on the elevator the entire time and had the entire duration of this cutscene just been the elevator. But I didn't have time to figure out how to remove this
This footage is irrelevant, but
cutscene
okay.
from playing, so I just ended up throwing it. This footage is relevant. Because it's over here now, so it's
Look, I
modeled
was trying
in.
to work with you.
And it's like, it's just, I thought about ways to try and incorporate this, and I just didn't come up with any like plot reasons for why there would be all of this, so I just ended up going with it's just there, ignore it.
During this part, or like...
And so right here the music starts, and it ended up timing perfectly with the door opening, like kind of the crescendo of it. But this is another thing where Dan kind of like, he startles a little bit from this. Go out the door. The music's playing.
Jack, stop closing clock emojis. It's gonna scare me and kill me. Ah!
Something is off. Like, in this here, I wanted this to be kind of like, the tension is at its fullest now.
Cool, we're safe.
And then those doors open. That voice line is Gab. So, I actually specifically asked Gab to record me a voice line as Kane of that. Of him saying, and here we are. Just for this. And I'm kind of surprised Dan didn't pick up on it at this point. Because that is now 3 direct references to Kane within a span of about 15 seconds. But okay. So like, just to make sure, what I did after is
different.
I decided to beat him over the head with it and just
That's a
explicitly
normal
say
voice
that
for
he's
that.
Kane here.
We get stop with the clock. I get it.
This right here was so funny to watch real time.
Hold on.
Like,
Hold on.
honestly, even watching it now, it's
Hold
so
on.
funny.
Hold on.
It's so good. It's such a good reaction.
Hold on.
So, another thing about this is, in our campaign,
Hold on.
Kane is spelled C-A-I-N, not K-A-N-E. But because I wanted to prevent from arousing too much suspicion, since it's Kirby, I decided I'm just gonna respell it to K-A-N-E and call him K. And we're just gonna go with that.
Hold
So-
on. I know this makes no sense to you guys. Give me a second. Someone's having a laugh here.
Yes,
Someone's
Dan, I'm
having
having
a laugh.
several laughs actually.
Who is Kane? Okay.
And then
Is this
him
his
having to
story?
figure out how to explain this was so good.
Long time no see, Kane. I see that you've brought Cadence with you as well.
This dialogue in particular was very interesting to try and figure out because I didn't have the time to do cutscene editing for this and like figure all that out. So this entire dialogue, I had to somehow write the narrative in such a way that it conformed to the plot of Forgotten Land. So what I ended up doing is I decided, okay, we're gonna make Fecto Elfilis, Fecto Forgo, whatever it is. We're gonna make that into the Purple Worm. And I'll have Cadence get fused with the Purple Worm, blah 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 blah. Because in our campaign, Cadence was killed by Purple Worm poison.
Oh God. I'll try and explain things as they pop up. But just know, Whoever in my D&D campaign put this together, you're on the chopping block. Now we shall fuse her with the great purple worm, and we will never have to fear aging again. No, the fusing cadence. My D&D character's mother.
There's another aspect here that unfortunately didn't play out the way I wanted it to. There was another texture edit I tried to make to Forgo, though. With the eyes, specifically. Because I didn't mention it before, but there are 3 major, like, bad guys. There's 3 major antagonists currently in our campaign. We have the Great Eye, Kain, and Belphegor. Belphegor's not relevant at this point. Ignore him. But the Great Eye and Kain were very relevant at this point in time when I was working on this, and we were playing the campaign and whatnot. So, the Great Eye is... It basically has the ability to mind control people, and when it does, it causes their eyes to turn to purple spirals. So what I wanted to do with Forgo was have it so like the purple worm had the purple spiral eyes, like it was being taken over by the Great Eye.
Wait, who is Reinhardt?
Okay, so Reinhardt, I renamed Leongar to Reinhardt. Reinhardt was Kane's assistant in the past, and then Kane killed him at some point. It's whatever, but yeah, Reinhardt used to work with Kane. So I was like, it'd be funny if you then fight Reinhardt because Kane is selfish and wants eternal life for himself, you know? So that's how Reinhardt comes into this. I would have changed the model for when it does like the big name and text. However, I didn't have time to get that model done. Modeling is not my forte. Believe it or not, I am not a 3D modeler.
Wait, who's Kain? Kain bad. Again, Kain bad.
I love how Dan's descriptions of things
things bad.
Devolved into just noun bad or noun good. Just the character's either bad or good. That's it.
Reinhardt bad. In case you guys don't know the lore, Reinhardt bad. Why would you know the lore? It's a personal D&D group. Reinhardt bad. We all know this, chat. We all know this. Reinhardt bad. He actually had a redemption kind of thing. We kind of like brought him back. He's actually not that bad. Reinhardt bad. Reinhardt bad. Reinhardt bad. In case you guys just don't know. All right, what do I have to translate? You dare. Plan ruined. Important plan. Needed labor.
This was also a very
workforce brought here, and yet
this was a very annoying set of dialogue to figure out how to format around the campaign.
Now wasted. No more planning. No more patience. Instead.
But yeah, I wanted this shot to open to the eye and it just be the purple spiral, just the purple spiral eye, or even just purple. But the texture didn't take for whatever reason. So. At this point, this is kind of when I was starting to run out of time to work on the project, and I needed to polish other things. So, I never actually got around to testing the Fecto Elphalus fight. And I tested the hallway sequence a little bit, and that's about all. Because I just did not know how to take the rest of the ending of this game and wrap it in narratively. So this is kind of where the campaign stuff ends now. But yeah, I never tested this fight. Or at least never fully tested it. So I didn't know if this was possible to beat or not with the health drain mod. I had just kind of assumed it wasn't possible, but Dan managed to do it, which was very impressive. What I wanted to do here is I actually wanted to replace Elphalus with the Morphonite fight and have it just transition from everything for the Great Eye to fighting Melody, Dan's character, who is Morphonite. But again, didn't have time to figure that one out, unfortunately. Yeah, so Dan being able to get to this point was very shocking to me because I genuinely did not think this was possible with the way the life drain worked.
Such incredible power. Whatever it's trying to do, it's gonna be pretty bad. Again, just lore recap. Caden's good. What is it, Kirby? Whoa, is that your home? That's Planet Pod. This is unchanged dialogue. Oh no, it's pulling Popstar into the huge vortex. It's pulling into a portal. It's a portal to the astral plane, my goodness. Oh, the truck. The truck isn't a D&D reference, Pod. I mean, the truck is a D&D reference. We all know worm bad, eye bad. Caden's good, truck good. Truck good. We all love truck.
I think we should run Kane over with the truck.
My favorite part of the D&D campaign is when my rogue used a truck and crushed all the bad guys. Trucks actually do, if you're unaware, 30d6 of damage.
That is the average Melody crit.
Which fits my D&D character, to be fair. That's a reference for 8 people. You fool! Fecto-Elfilis! You think you're gonna kill me? You think I'm gonna die? That won't work, because right now, you're watching me! Wait, no, come back. I'm gonna die now. As long as you're watching me, I'll never die. Wait, my bad. I'm gonna die.
So, because I had wanted to replace the Fecto-Elfilis fight with the Morpho Knight fight and have Morpho Knight be replaced with Melody, his D&D character, I had replaced Morpho Knight, kind of texturing with a more Melody color palette, because Morpho Knight's fighting style is somewhat similar to Melody's, and also a short sword dagger close enough. I wanted to give Morpho Knight some of Meta Knight's attack patterns, I think, and then I also wanted to change the attack effect colors to be more like green and sparkly like Melody's attacks are, but unfortunately I wasn't able to figure out how to get the level transition to work the way I wanted it to in time. So I ended up having to leave it as Fecto-Elfilis instead of Melody appearing, hitting the purple worm, and then fighting Kane. That's what I ideally wanted to happen, was have it... I wanted to make a custom cutscene for it too, but again, just did not have time to learn how to do all of that, and then actually do it. But yeah, this was... Melody ended up just kind of being bonus content because I wasn't able to get it in the way I wanted it to in time. But I wanted to share it at least because I thought it was cool.
What is the final twist? Oh, the great eye. I bet. We all know this. Jesus. This is so cool. I knew it. I knew this thing would be green. I mentioned a lot of characters in this chat. I mentioned a lot of characters so far. Cadence, the Great Worm, but I have yet to mention my character. The name of my character? Melody. Alright, the Green Flame Fey Knight.
So the wings were supposed to be green. I don't know why they didn't change color. I wanted to make the fire here green and whatnot, because Melody does use, like, green flame attacks, but I just didn't have time.
Why is it green? So my character is a green fairy. I'll put up a bunch of art on screen at a different time. So for reference, this is what he looks like. This is Sketchy Skills who drew this. A 1 foot tall fairy with a terrible New York accent. He just curses a bunch. We have been playing for like a full year now. Here is the full campaign. This is the main bad guy. We don't like him. And this is my freaky little dude in the middle. All right, now let's kill him. Let's do it.
Do the voice.
Melody's voice? Wait, do I still have the filter for him? Hey, fuck you. You're ugly. You're dumb. Go against me. I'm gonna fly in your fucking nose and rip out your nose hairs. You're gonna be screaming like a baby. No. I didn't curse, chat. I'm going to your mother. So, in case you guys were lost at any of that, yeah, Melody good. Melody good. Caden's good. Melody good. Kinda. Let's do it. Fight against Melody. Please. We're so close. We get there. No! No, you're 1 hit away! Damn you, Melody! I mean, Melody good. Melody good. Melody win. Melody good. I guess, to be fair, Kane is bad. And I am playing as Kane. So and Melody is good, which we know. So if Melody wins, this is good. Oh, hold on.
I take notes for like each of the sessions during our campaign when we're playing. I started doing it around like session 26, I think. The way I take my notes allows me to link the notes together, and then what I can do afterwards is I can actually generate a graph that shows me how my notes are linked together. That's what this is. It's just a graph that is generated from my notes.
This makes sense of a lot of the references you've been seeing being tossed around.
This was like just after session 33, I think? Yeah, session 34 was the most recent one. We are currently on session 46, I believe. So this graph has gotten significantly more convoluted.
Again, the rough synopsis of this: I bad, Melody good.
Bro, what does any of this mean?
Now you guys are about caught up.
No, this made things 10 times worse.
Okay, I'm glad you guys are picking up on it. Okay, so dodge this attack. Oh, nice, dude. Nice dodge. Where? Ah! I hate you! Nope! Get out of here! No, the second hit! Die! Oh, big hit! We're so close to death. Come on. I don't want to do all that again. Come on! Yes, let's go! I've killed myself! Woo! And thus, Failboat, after finally reaching the ripe old age of 32, dies. Wall clock moment. And in some twisted way, you are very right. More than you realize.